Welcome back to What's the Obsession, covering the Kiely Rodni case to ensure complete justice for Kiely Rodni. The Kiely Rodni case had gained national and then quickly international interest since just a few days after Kiely went missing. Since Adventures with Purpose located Kiely Rodni's vehicle in Prosser Lake Reservoir with Kiely's remains inside on August 21st, 2018, all of those following the case have gained passion and momentum in their need to know what happened. That is, for those of us who want to know what really happened. Curiously, it seems there's a huge segment of people who don't really want to know what happened, and even more curiously, it seems to many that those people are the nearest and dearest to Kiely. When the Nevada County Sheriff's Office coroner released its final report of the investigation into Kiely Rodni's death just a few weeks ago, fuel was added to the fire. Many people were absolutely surprised and stunned at the findings. They were definitely not what most people expected they would be. The report is dated October 13th, 2022, and it includes the pathologist's report, which includes the toxicology finding. It says, Nevada City, California. The coroner's division of the Nevada County Sheriff's Office has ruled the death of Kiely Mae Rodni is accidental. The ruling is based on the pathologist's findings that her death was the result of drowning and that there was no other information to suggest she was the victim of foul play. As always, our office will continue to work with the family by evaluating any additional information related to this investigation. We ask that both the media and the public respect the family's privacy during this difficult time. Now, I'm not going to go over the entirety of the autopsy report in this video. There are many other videos out there that have done a very good job in doing just that. There are very few pathologists or experts in the field that have been able to say that this pathologist's autopsy report is complete. Particularly, people are questioning the condition of the respiratory system as it is noted in the pathologist's report, and its findings that the lungs were not described as they typically would be in somebody who succumbed to drowning. That alone, in addition to all of the other suspect information and circumstances surrounding this case, is enough for people to legitimately question if these findings are accurate. Also, shortly before the coroner's final report was released, also released or discovered was this fire cam video that is looking right at the area of Prosser Creek Reservoir where Kiely Rodni's car went into the water. Now remember, her car was found just 55 feet offshore, okay? And only in 14 feet of water. At the very same time that Kiely Rodni's phone last sent a signal that was able to be identified, which was at 12:33 p.m., so 33 minutes after midnight. So you see right about here, in just a short time, it looks like Kiely Rodni's car is actually going into the water. Or I should say, you can see a light, which looks to most people to be a headlight, going into the water, and just a short time later, that headlight disappears as though the car is, completely submerged in the water, and perhaps the headlight actually goes out. Those of us who are following the case and are looking into the details of this case and trying to find the information that makes sense of all of the things that do not make sense in this case are getting the point quite clearly that there are people out there, many of them coming from different directions, that don't want us to be looking into this case. In my opinion, these people want to silence Kiely's voice. Now, some of these people tell us outright that they don't want us to have anything to do with looking into this case and finding justice for Kiely.
Unfortunately, the social media frenzy has become such a monster that our teens are suffering, and we want to create a safe space for them to heal together without fear of something being taken out of context. To anyone who gains pleasure or satisfaction from commenting online, I ask you to take a moment to look inward and to try to recognize your motive. Remember the three gates that all words should flow through. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? I implore you to remember that there is honor in silence and there is kindness in minding your own business. You are talking about the death of my child, our community's child. It's time to let our children mourn their friend quietly, peacefully. I hope you can find other, more beautiful and helpful ways to spend your time and remember Kiely. Call your mom, take a walk, pick up a new hobby. Please know we got this.
And some other more mysterious things have been happening, including a lot of YouTubers who have been covering this case, including myself, who is really just a small channel, who hasn't been covering this super intensely, have had our computers hacked. I myself had the worst computer hack I have ever had, which had catastrophic damage to a number of files. And this happened right at the peak of the time that I was creating videos and holding live streams about the Kiely Rodni case. Now, can I definitively say that there is a connection? Obviously, no, I cannot. I unfortunately do not know who hacked my computer, but a lot of people reported to me that other YouTubers covering this case, I know that Zav Girl was one of them, and people mentioned several others had similar, really strange and catastrophic computer hacks happen to them. And then there are the comments on my videos, the private messages, and the people trolling into chat who are asking me and others to stop talking about this case, sometimes in rather threatening ways. This channel's name is Watts the Obsession. It is no secret that I have extensively covered the Watts family murder case, and that is also a case in which people have asked us to stop talking about it. They say, you know, it's a closed case. There's nothing else to see here. Look the other way. You don't have the right to be doing this. There have been threats. There have been people, you know, it's just a really ugly scene. I'm starting to see a lot of comments and receiving messages that are very much reminding me of all of the chaos surrounding the Watts case. Oh, the boys. I want to read to you one of the comments that was left on one of my videos. And listen, this is nothing personal against this person. I don't know her at all. Somebody on a live stream of mine had just mentioned this person's name recently. Apparently, this person is local, and she actually went to the site at Prosser Creek Reservoir and, you know, did some investigating there, you know, took some footage, put it on YouTube, and her name is Verna. I'm just reading this comment because her comment is an example of a comment I would like to respond to, just to try to explain to people why I feel it is so important that we continue to talk about this case and give Kiely a voice. Please understand that. So Verna says, she's asking you, oh, and this is in regards to the video clip I had just shown of Kiely's mother, Lindsay, asking people to, you know, get a hobby and not look the other way, basically. So Verna says, she's asking you to let her baby rest. Why is that out of line? You guys keep this going after finding out the real answers is ridiculous. It really is. All that's left are red flags and baseless innuendo and hearsay, and none of that equates to actual facts. Her family knows you guys are keeping this up. Why don't you respect that? Would anyone shout from the rooftops for help if their baby is missing? Well, she's found, and it's officially found to be an accident. She doesn't deserve you guys keeping it going because, quote, she asked for help, end quote, in the first place. I know for a fact after hanging out with Dad that they know way more than Spin let out, and they have known way more. There's nothing left to find, guys. I'm not trying to sway yet. I'm just trying to be logical. Step back and do like she said. See if it passes the 3 gates. Because none of this is kind to her family and friends. So I'm just going to read you my response because this is basically what I want to say. So I said to Verna, thanks for your message. I understand what you're saying and I'm not going to refute any of it. I trust that you feel the way you do for good reason after learning more information than most of us know. Thank you for speaking your mind. There is more value to continuing the discussion of this case. The dynamics of the case that did not make any sense and or are clearly contradictory and sometimes are clearly falsehoods, lies, deception. I don't know if you're familiar with my channel, but since I started this channel, I have discussed the importance of people, everyday people, taking active part in their justice system for all people to look out for one another. I've discussed in many of my videos why I have these values. It's part of my history for a number of reasons, and I stand strongly by them. Although I would never want to hurt family or friends of a murder victim, my God, no way. I feel deeply for the people who suffer such loss and who are feeling that pain right now because they lost a person who is truly part of themselves. Separately, I will always take active part in the justice system in my country and in our society because it is a responsibility of all of us to do so. Hey, that is my belief, and for that reason, the discussions we are having need to continue and will continue. And guys, that is what I believe. The idea here is certainly not to hurt Kiely Rodni's family or friends. I don't think anyone who is covering this case is out to hurt Kiely's family or friends. I think many people absolutely do not want that. But I think it is important to understand that there is another issue here that is separate from feelings. It is the idea, it is the notion that all people in our society, in a society, must take part in upholding the justice system. There is a quote by Benjamin Franklin, one of the brilliant 4 founders of our country in the United States, that says, "Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are." I've included this quote in several of my videos about the Watts family murders, and I believe in this quote wholeheartedly. Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are. I implore people to understand that for those of us who are still seeking justice for Kiely, it is not about being insensitive or unkind, as Verna said, to the family and friends of Kiely Rodni. It is not the case whatsoever. I, along with many other people, believe that justice has not been served for Kiely. There are scores of videos on YouTube telling you exactly why that is. I find the majority of them to be fully legitimate, and I know for myself I am going to continue to search for complete justice for Kiely. I also ask why people want to silence our voices, why people want to silence those of us who are giving Kiely a voice, and I want to know why that is.